In a layered architecture, every tier has a clear job. This video is about the top tier, the presentation layer. We will explore what it is responsible for, what it must never do, and why drawing that boundary cleanly makes your entire system easier to change, scale, and maintain. Imagine a web page handler that formats a button label, calculates a discount, validates a credit card, and queries the database all in one place. Every change is risky, every test touches everything, and deploying a UI tweak redeploys your business logic. This tangling is the pain that layered architecture exists to solve, and the presentation layer is where the discipline starts. Think of a restaurant. The front of house staff greet you, hand you a menu, take your order, and bring your food to the table. They do not decide how the dish is cooked, and they do not walk into the storeroom to pull raw ingredients themselves. The kitchen handles recipes, the storeroom holds stock. Each role stays in its lane, and the whole operation runs cleanly because of it. In a classic three-tier architecture, the layers stack from top to bottom, presentation at the top, business logic in the middle, and data at the bottom. Each layer has one clear responsibility. The presentation layer owns the user interface and user interaction. It knows how to display information and collect input, nothing more. Requests flow downward through the stack, and responses flow back up. Follow a single request from the user's perspective. The user fills out a form and hits submit. The presentation layer captures that input and forwards it as a structured request to the business logic layer. The business logic applies rules, and when it needs data, calls the data layer. The result travels back up the stack, and the presentation layer renders it as a page or screen for the user. Notice that the presentation layer never touches the database directly. A clean presentation layer costs you one thing: indirection. For a weekend project or a throwaway prototype, that cost may not be worth it. But in any system that will grow, be maintained by a team, or need a second front end, say a mobile app alongside a web app, the separation pays back quickly. Mixed responsibilities are fast to start and painful to change. Clean separation is slightly more work upfront and much easier to evolve. In practice, ask yourself one question at every line of presentation code: is this about display, or is this a decision? Formatting a date for the screen is display. Deciding whether a user is eligible for a discount is a decision. It belongs in the business logic layer. A useful rule of thumb: if a piece of logic would benefit from a unit test in isolation, move it out of the presentation layer. The presentation layer should be so thin that testing it mostly means testing a framework. Let us close with the essentials. The presentation layer is the face of your system. It shows information and collects input. Its only conversation partner is the business logic layer below it. It never reaches past that to the database. Keep it thin. Any rule, decision, or calculation you put here becomes a hostage to your UI. A clean boundary at the top of your stack is what makes every other layer easier to build, test, and change.